I want to kind of surprise you tonight because I realized something. I realized that we had not studied Joshua or Judges either one, and here we jumped right into the Kings. So before I finished with Solomon, and that was up, he's really the third king of Israel and the one that God wanted. Of course, David was God's man. But we had another God's man, and his name was Joshua. Joshua is a type of Christ. Joshua is a type of Christ. Now, Joshua is part of the first of the 12 historical books from Joshua through Esther, and forges a great link between the Pentateuch and the remainder of Israel's history. So we've got to come back and look at this. You get up so far, and then sometimes, how do we get here? What happened? How do we get this far? Now, basically, most people agree that Joshua was the author of Joshua, the book of Joshua. Jewish tradition always gives the authorship of Joshua to Joshua. He uses the language in a lot of times in the first person. In other words, me, I. Joshua was born a what? Joshua was born what?
A slave in Egypt.
He was born a slave in Egypt. But he comes a conqueror and a great military and spiritual leader of the nation of Israel. Now we're going to go in here and find out the death of Moses was about March 1405 BC. And in Deuteronomy 34, 5 through 9, it tells about that. Deuteronomy 34, 5 through 9, and we're going to read that. Now Moses went up from the plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, and I've been there, to the top of Pisgah, which is opposite Jericho. And the Lord showed him all the land, the Galilee as far as Dan, and all the Naphtali and the land of Ephraim and Manasseh and the land of Judah as far as the western sea, and the Negev and the plain and the valley of Jericho, and the city of palm trees as far as Zoar. Then the Lord said to him, "This is the land which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give to your descendants, and I have let you see it with your own eyes, but you shall not go over there." So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died, and there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in the valley of the land of Moab, opposite Beth Beor, but no man knows his burial place to this day. Oh, Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his vigor abated at all. So the sons of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. Then the days of weeping and mourning for Moses had come to an end. Now Joshua the son of Nun was filled with the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him, and the sons of Israel listened to him and did as the Lord had commanded Moses. Since then no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. For all the signs and wonders which the Lord sent him to perform in the land of Egypt against Pharaoh and all his servants in the land, and for all the mighty power, for all the great terror which Moses performed in the sight of Israel. Now in the New Testament, it tells us that Satan tried to steal the body of Moses. And that Michael, the angel, the archangel, fought against him and overcame him. Now, we wouldn't know that happened at all except for the New Testament. Now, it came about after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' servant, saying, now he was Moses' servant also. He was his right-hand man. Now, remember that when they went into the land of Canaan, that Joshua and Caleb brought a good report back. And the other one said, we don't want to go in there because those people, we look like grasshoppers in their sight. They're giants there in that land. And Caleb says, give me that mountain where those giants live. I'll take it. And you know, he was 80 years old when he went in there. But he did it. Moses, my servant, is dead, and now therefore arise and cross this Jordan, you and all this people, to the land which I am giving to you, to the sons of Israel. Rise and go over Jordan. I remember I was over there on the archaeological tour in the land of Israel and Jordan and Egypt and every place over there. Syria, Lebanon. And we were crossing over the Allenby Bridge. And one of the pastors in our group started singing Crossing Over Jordan in the Beulah Glory Land. Brother Cross said to him, shut up. We're in enemy land. They will kill you and never think anything about it. Oh, be quiet. Sing it in your heart, but don't let it out. We're in danger. We're in danger. We were in enemy territory. And when you're in enemy territory, in those Arab lands, you can't speak the name of Jesus. That's unusual there. You can't pray openly. If you're going to pray before you eat, you better pray in your room before you get there. Now, this was an unfriendly land when they went in there. But God opened the doors of heaven for them. Because he meant for them to have this land. Now when I went over there in the land of Israel, the Bible lands, I learned more than in 6 months than I could have learned 20 years studying it. Because I was there. I've looked down from Mount Pisgah, down on Jericho, and that promised land over there. I have seen it with my own eyes like Moses saw it somewhere where Moses stood it. And from the wilderness, this Lebanon, even as far as the great river, the Euphrates, and all the land of the Hittites, and as far as the great sea towards the setting of the sun, will be your territory. No man will be able to stand before you in all the days of your life. Just as I've been with Moses, I will be with you, and I will not fail you nor forsake you. This is God speaking face to face with this man, basically. Be strong, be courageous. For you shall give this people possession of the land, which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous. Be careful to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn to the right or to the left, so that you may have success wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate upon it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have success. That is good today too, isn't it? See, these Old Testament books are given to us for types and parables and enlightenment. Have I not commanded you, be strong and be courageous, do not tremble or be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, pass through the midst of the camp, and command the people, saying, prepare provisions for yourself, for within 3 days you are to cross this Jordan, to go into and possess the land which the Lord your God is giving you to possess it. And to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, remember the word which Moses the servant of the Lord commanded you, saying, the Lord your God gives you rest, and will give you this land. Go back now to the 9th chapter of the book of Genesis. The 9th chapter of the book of Genesis. We're not going to just turn there. I'm going to recite to you what it says. It said there that God was going to curse Canaan or Canaan. That he would go into this land and he would make him a slave to all of them. In other words, they were going to go in there. He knows what kind of heart they would have. This land was so infested with disease from sexually transmitted diseases. It was in the animals, it was in the man and the women. And there was a staph infection in the land. They said when you go into a house, they called it leprosy. Go in the house, and if you see a place on the wall, clean it real good with lye water, and then see if it comes back. And do it again, wait so many days. If it doesn't go away, tear the house down and burn it. God allowed them to go in and build these cities and build these farms and build these towers of fortresses and vineyards and orchards and prepare the land for his people. Because he knew what they do. Now, those in the land that believed, those in the land that had a pure heart, they lived. And we'll see some of them. Your wives and your little ones and your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave to you beyond Jordan, but you shall cross before your brothers in battle array. Yeah, your children are going to stay on this side. That's going to be their possession, but you're going to go there and help them fight the battles. And all your valiant warriors shall help them. And the Lord to give your brothers rest, as he gives you, they also possess the land which the Lord your God is giving them. Then you shall return to your own land and possess that which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you beyond Jordan toward the sunrise. To the east. Then answered Joshua, saying, all that you have commanded, as we will do, and wherever you send us, we will go. Joshua believed God. He believed him. And he wanted to do the will of God, and he was very careful to read the law every day so he would know which way to go. He read his instruction manual, as we are reading our instruction manual right now. All that you commanded us, we will do. Just as we obeyed Moses in all things, so we obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you as he was with Moses. Anyone who rebels against your command and does not obey your words, and all that you command him shall be put to death. Only be strong and be courageous. Now some were put to death because they did not follow Joshua or his commandments. Then Joshua the son of Nun sent 2 men as spies secretly from Shittim, saying, go and view the land, especially Jericho. And so they went out and came into the house of a harlot, whose name was Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, men from the sons of Israel came here tonight and search out the land. And the king of Jericho sent word to Rahab, saying, Bring out the men who have come to you and who have entered your house, for they have come to search out the land. They're spies. But the woman had taken the men in and hidden them. And she said, Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they were from. And it came about, it was time to shut the gate at dark. Now the walled cities, they shut the gate at night. They shut the gate at night so nobody could come and go. You had to be in that gate, inside of that gate, or you stayed out of it before dark. At dark the men went out. I do not know where the men went. Pursue them quickly, or you will overtake them. But she had brought them up into the roof and hidden them in the stalks of flax which she had laid in order on the roof. So the men pursued them on the road to Jordan, to the fords. And as soon as those who were pursuing them had gone out, they shut the gate. Now before they lay down, she came up to them on the roof. And she said to men, I know that the Lord has given you the land. Here is a prostitute that believes God. Not only is she a prostitute that believes God, she is going to be in the lineage of the Messiah, King of Israel. She believes. And said to men, I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all the inhabitants of the land have melted away from before you. We have heard how the Lord dried up the river of the Red Sea before you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the kings. By the way, that doesn't say Red Sea, it says Sea of Reeds in the Hebrew. In the Septuagint, it was translated the Red Sea. And 2 kings of the Amorites were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. Now Og was what? Og was a giant. That was a man 8 or 9 foot tall. So we heard about it and our hearts just melted. And had no courage and remained in any man any longer because of you, for the Lord your God, He is God in the heavens above and on earth beneath. Now therefore please swear to me by the Lord, since I have dealt kindly with you, that you will deal kindly with my father's household, and give me a pledge of truth. And spare my father and my mother and my brothers and my sisters and all who belong to them, and deliver our lives from death. Now she believed this is going to happen. She's a believer. She believes in Jehovah now, and she knows that God has given them the land. So the men said to her, Our life for yours, if you do not tell this business of ours. And it shall come about when the Lord gives you the land, that we will deal kindly and faithfully with you. Then she let them down by rope through the window, and from her house on the city wall, so that she was living on the wall. And she said to them, Go to the hill country, lest the pursuers happen upon you, and hide yourselves there for 3 days, until the pursuers return. Then afterward you may go your way. And the men said to her, We shall be free from this oath to you, which you have made us swear, unless, when we come into the land, you tie this cord of scarlet thread to the window, through which you let us down, and gather yourselves into the house, and your father and your mother and all your brothers and all your father's household. And it shall come about that anyone who goes out of the doors of your house into the street, his blood shall be upon his own head. And we shall be free But anyone who is with you in this house, his blood shall be upon our head, if our hand is laid upon him. But if you tell this business of ours, then we shall be free from the oath which you have made us swear. And she said, according to your words, so be it. Amen. So she sent them away. They departed, and she tied the scarlet cord in the window. One time, probably somewhere around 45 years ago, I preached a sermon on the scarlet thread. The scarlet thread. That thread of salvation, that scarlet thread, typifies the Lord Jesus Christ and his blood. And for 24 hours I preached all night long. All night long. They wanted me to do that and bring in the new year preaching. And I did. At New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. I preached through the whole Bible, the scarlet thread. A great preacher one time preached a sermon on the scarlet thread through the Bible, and he preached it for 24 hours, I believe. 24 messages. Well, we took Moses, and God loved Moses, and God kissed him to death, kissed him into eternity, and took him with him, and buried his body. And then the devil tried to get it. But God is always stronger. God is stronger. Now, as we go through the book of Joshua, we're going to see God's plan and God's mighty hand all the way through the book. And the things that God told Joshua to do are true today. Meditate on his word. Hide it in your heart, that you might not sin against God. May we use these words as we read this sacred book. How God guides Joshua. By the way, the name Joshua is the name Jesus also. Jesus' name, that was more, Jesus was a Greek word. It means Jehovah saves. Joshua in the New Testament, Jesus was not named Jesus, it was Joshua. Joshua, Jehovah saves. Father, we send this message out throughout the world, that people will hear your word and they will love it in their hearts, meditate upon it. And I pray for those that need your help in the foreign countries today, in the Ukraine. I pray for Brother Gaddis, that you help him through this hour of trial. Help find the right doctors for him, the right medications for him also, and bring him, please, through this stage of cancer that he's in. Father, guide your word as it goes throughout the world and help it to do its job. Please forgive me where I failed you. In Jesus' name we pray.